on to some more of the BS, we have Dr. Dre's daughter, LaTanya Young. Of course, I had an argument. I had a huge debate with one of my friends about this story because they're like, Dr. Dre is a billionaire. Let me give you some context. Dr. Dre's 38-year-old daughter is homeless with her kids. And apparently he stopped supporting her about a year ago. There are no details to why. It's just he stopped supporting her about a year ago. Again, she's 38 years old. And I had a question for one of my friends who said Dr. Dre is, a piece of shit. I said, at what age should you, become an adult? You have kids. Why are you just relying on somebody else and you have kids? Why? At 38, you should pretty much have your life together somewhat. Some type of stability. At least I believe that. I believe you can waste your 20s away, but when you get in your 30s, gotta start getting shit together. When you have kids, you're on more of a clock to get shit together because you have people depending on you. But instead, they made Dr. Dre the bad guy. We're here on Insider.com, and it says Dr. Dre's oldest daughter starts a GoFundMe page after sharing that she's homeless. Again, I feel bad for people who end up in a position of having to be homeless, but in her case, I'm pretty sure she has some connections or something she should have been doing beforehand. Okay, it says Dr. Dre's oldest daughter, LaTanya Young, started a GoFundMe to raise money for housing for her and her 4 kids. 4 kids. Young launched a fundraiser on August the 9th. According to the GoFundMe page, Young 38 said in an interview with the Daily Mail on August 4th that she's living out of a SUV rental in Tarzana, California, a suburb of L.A. She says she hasn't received any money from her father since January 2020. The fundraisers to help LaTanya and her 4 kids find a safe and stable home. She's currently working at DoorDash to keep afloat, and these funds will be deeply appreciated, says the GoFundMe page. So after she announced that she was homeless on Instagram, I guess people asked her, did they have a place to donate? So she started a GoFundMe, and she's trying to raise $50,000. And this poster said at the time of this writing, she had $3,400. Again, it's a little crazy. Young says she told the Daily Mail in early August that she had not seen her father in 18 years, doesn't have his cell phone number, and must communicate with him through his team. Young said up until January 2020, he paid her rent and gave her an allowance. He may not be the best father, but he gave her finances up to a certain point, and she did nothing with those finances. If you have an allowance and all your bills paid, you shouldn't be broke. At what point in time does the responsibility fall on you? Grown people making excuses for other grown people. An argument I made was, why didn't she try to move in with one of her baby fathers? And the girl told me, men don't want to be in their kids' lives. And I said, bullshit. How many men do you physically know that you're friends with that had kids that aren't trying to be in their kids' lives? It was crickets. Because perception doesn't always fit reality. The perception is Dr. Dre's a billionaire. His daughter should be a billionaire. 1, Dr. Dre earned all this money. 2, apparently he took care of his responsibilities as a parent for more than what the designated time most parents take care of their kids. And yes, I'm totally against just putting your kids out. Just because they're 18 doesn't make them grown. The economy is much different than what it used to be, so circumstances have changed that. But from 18 to 38, that's 20 years. Probably of rent being paid and an allowance. If you had a job during that time, you would have been stacking. You would have been good. But no. Instead, Dr. Dre has to be the bad guy because you don't want to be responsible. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense. Like it's crazy. People want to make Dre the bad guy in this situation, and there's a lot of shit I don't agree with Dr. Dre on. I mean, the shit from Michelet and all the stories about, him possibly beating on women, that's a bigger thing. That's something you could be mad at Dr. Dre for, but him being mad because his 38-year-old daughter with 4 kids did nothing responsible. Either you blame him for being a failed parent that his grown-ass child can't take care of themselves, but don't blame him for cutting her off at 37. She should have had her shit together by then. She really, really, really should have had her shit together. And people just want to make him the bad guy in that moment. And of course, a little crazy. Something had to happen. Something is there that we don't know. But I definitely don't think we should just blame this guy 100% of the way, saying he's the bad guy in this situation. Maybe I'm looking at it different. If I'm looking at it different, tell me in the comments I'm wrong. Let me know. Because I need to know. Am I wrong? Am I being too harsh? I mean, because shit. I know I had to get my shit together early. She 38. Cruising. Like, you got kids. I don't get it. It's not for me to get. It's not for me to understand. And I guess that's what it is.